How's it guys, this is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, we're going to be going over not only my updated chip strategy, but also going over some variants of chip strategies for those of you guys who don't have the same chips as me. So me personally, I have the triple captain and also the second wildcard, but later on in the video, we'll be addressing a strategy for those of you guys who have the fiat and also those of you who don't have the fiat. So a lot of variants going on here, but luckily because the game week schedule has been near confirmed, we can talk about the chip strategies. My own chip strategy will be going quite in depth into why I'm considering the triple captain and the wild card where I want to play them, but then also later in the video just giving you some variants so those of you who are different to me can also be updated. So that's something you're interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So the game week schedule has been updated. The figure on your screen right now is from Ben Krellin. We're always shouting out Ben Krellin when we do these double game weeks and blank game week planning videos because he's just the FPL guru of those doubles and blanks. So this figure is taken straight from his Twitter page. So shout out to Ben Krellin. Go follow him if you don't. Probably the most essential Twitter account to follow over on Twitter. And you can also follow me at Dayvy FPL while you're at it. But the big news about that since the last recording that we did in the Game Week 24 preview, we went over the schedule in quite a lot of depth. But since then, that Southampton vs Wolves game has concluded, and now we do have Spurs vs Aston Villa potentially / expectingly being moved to blank game week 29. So that's quite a big fixture because not only does that make the blank game week 29 really easy to kind of navigate because a lot of us own Aston Villa and Spurs options anyway, but now it gives us quite a tasty fixture in there. I mean, that's quite hard to predict what's going to happen in that blank game week 29. Spurs, Aston Villa, that game can kind of go either way, but definitely easier to navigate the upcoming blank. But the fixtures that have been confirmed, as you know, is double game week 25. Now the fixtures for double game week 26 have not been confirmed yet, but there is a big expectation that they will be confirmed before the double game week 25 deadline, which is Friday evening. So make sure you guys are on Twitter following me. We'll probably do an update on it in a future video this week, so just keep those notifications on so that you are in tune with the news coming up with those fixture releases. So the yellow fixtures are the confirmed ones. As I mentioned, that is double game week 25, nothing we can do about that. But then the gold fixtures here have a very likely double game week chance. That's 95 to 99% predicted by Ben Krellin. So you can basically take those fixtures as fact. They're going to be our double game week 26 fixtures. They are the light orange and the dark orange fixtures that are likely and possible double game weeks, but I wouldn't be holding too much on those fixtures as they are likely / possible to happen. So we'll just be focusing on those gold fixtures because that's what's in front of us. That's what's basically confirmed, so we can plan for that, and there's some good fixtures going into that. There obviously is the Man City game, though a second fixture, Wolves / Southampton. That fixture still has to be confirmed, but it is Man City, and Man City have shown this week how they are so dominant no matter the fixtures. So whether it's Southampton, whether it's Wolves, I'm pretty sure Man City will still do well, but it's just something to take into consideration with these / fixtures that there is a possibility that it's one or the other. So just keep that in mind, but throughout this video, I'll be referencing this game week schedule. So just pause it right now if I have not explained it well enough and just analyze it yourself because there's a lot of information to go in here. But the main game weeks, or the three game weeks that we're going to be focusing on throughout this video, are the double game week 25, the double game week 26, and then finally the blank game week 29. So we're going to reference these fixtures whenever we talk about our chip strategy because, as you know, I'm a sucker for a double game week or a blank game week to use my chips. I just think throughout my FPL career, that's how I've managed to get the most points out of these doubles, is to use a chip. So I would suggest that you guys do save your chips if you can for the upcoming double game weeks. But this is an exciting time of FPL. The best time of FPL is always when the doubles and the blanks come around because it really shows if your planning comes off handy and you manage to get those massive green arrows. But now let's get on to my own chip strategy. So my chip strategy, as I mentioned previously in the introduction, I have the wild card and I have the triple captain. So the triple captain, I am looking likely to use it in that double game week 26. You could also use the double game week 25 fixture for your triple captain, but I just prefer the fixtures in game week 26. We'll be going over the triple captain and the wild card and why I want to use them in these specific game weeks a little bit more in depth later on. But just to give you a nice overview of my chip strategy, triple captain game week 26 and then wild card game week 31. So I won't be using any chips in that upcoming blank game week 29. I'll just be using my free transfers, try to get 11 players on the field, and hopefully that comes off handy. The reason why I'm wildcarding after the blank, and I've mentioned this in some previous videos and some Deadline with Dayvy live streams, is that because of that blank game week 29 and myself not using a chip, I have to plan for that. I'm going to be taking City players, I'm going to be taking Liverpool players out because they don't play in blank game week 29, but I'm definitely going to want those players to come back into the side after the blank. So you don't want to kind of build your team into a corner there for the blank game week and then kind of go into the next game week with an absolutely dreadful squad. Not saying that the teams in game week 29 are that bad, but you can understand what I'm saying with the Man City fixtures. So game week 31 is going to be the week we wildcard, and I'll be talking about that a little bit later on. But first, covering the triple captain, and this is the gist of it. Game week 26's double has better fixtures in my opinion. The Southampton assets, the Leeds assets, they don't look that good in double game week 25, but yet again in double game week 24, the fixtures didn't look good for Gundogan, and he's gone on to score 19 points in the first fixture. So congratulations to those of you who did choose to use the triple captain. 19 points is good enough. Imagine if he starts against Everton. That could be an absolutely massive haul, and it really shows you the potential of that triple captain chip. So Man City have West Ham and then Wolves/Southampton. Not too much in that Wolves/Southampton game. I don't think it matters too much, and as I mentioned, with Man City's fixtures in this double, they absolutely dominated Spurs, who are considered more of a high quality team, and then also Liverpool. I know Liverpool defensively haven't been that great, but to go out and beat Liverpool 4-1 is quite a good say. So against West Ham, I know they've been defensively strong, but like against Liverpool, West Ham showed maybe that doesn't correlate to the bigger opposition. And then I mean, Wolves and Southampton have been absolutely atrocious from a defensive point of view, so I do think Man City could do the damage. The reason I'm also looking at Man City is the potential return of a Kevin De Bruyne. Now, while he might not start 2 game weeks quickly after coming back from an injury, he does offer that nice differential effect. And we always talk about the triple captain. Some people view it as just an extra set of captaincy points. So imagine that captaincy is a differential captain. I mean, that's basically counts as 2 differential captains there in your pocket. And if De Bruyne comes back from his injury, not many people are going to own him, and that could be a really nice differential to look at. So that's one to look at from Man City. And then my next option is also the Spurs assets. These ones are a little bit more self-explanatory. It's going to be Harry Kane, it's going to be Heung-min Son. Either one of those looks like a really good triple captaincy option, especially with those fixtures. So Burnley, Fulham/Southampton. I don't really know who I would prefer right now between Fulham and Southampton, because Fulham have been absolutely defensive giants recently. I think it's about 5 clean sheets out of the last 6 or something ridiculous like that. And then Burnley, I mean, that game's probably going to be quite tough for Spurs. So from Man City's point of view, I could also look at them, but I definitely think my triple captain in double game week 26 will be between the Man City assets and those Spurs assets. So now going on to the wild card and why I'm using it in game week 31. So this explanation might get a little bit technical, but just hold on to me, stay with me. It's going to be really easily explained, especially with the use of those arrows. So what I've done on the left hand side of your screen, I've gone for the blank game week 29 fixtures. And what I want to show you guys here is that there's not a lot of fixtures happening in blank game week 29. So what I've done is I've highlighted with those yellow arrows the teams that I'll be having a lot of their players. So I've got Aston Villa players, I've got Spurs players, I've got a ton of Leeds players, and I also have a lot of West Ham players. And the reason why I want to highlight these is that in game week 30, the game week after blank game week 29, Aston Villa, Leeds, Spurs and West Ham actually have some good fixtures there, especially Aston Villa, Leeds and Spurs. The West Ham game against Wolves might go either way, but definitely those 3 fixtures for Aston Villa, Spurs and Leeds are making me reconsider that game week 30 wildcard, because if I have so many of these players, I can simply just keep them for game week 30 and then simply wildcard them out in game week 31. And that's why for my own team, I think it's going to make a lot more sense to use the wildcard in game week 31 instead of game week 30, because you're going to have the players from blank game week 21 in your sides anyways. And I mean, you know how important it is to have every game week at a time in FPL. I mean, maybe in game week 30, in game week 31, we get a lot more insight for that wild card, and that allows us to jump on those fixture swings and maybe a side that's more in form. Also, if you look at those game week 30 fixtures, Liverpool play Arsenal and then Man City play Leicester, which might be a little bit tough to call, but then you also have Chelsea versus West Brom, so maybe we include a Chelsea 1 week punt, maybe a Timo Werner, even though he hasn't lived up to the hype, but that allows you to have those 1 week punts when you're considering the wild card the following week. So game week 31 is basically set for my wild card, and hopefully this explanation has been quite clear and concise. Otherwise, just drop a comment down below. If you want to challenge my logic, you can always do that. I'm always encouraged with a little bit of debate. So now moving on to a chip strategy for those of you guys who have all your chips. So I don't know what you'll be doing this FPL season if you have all your chips, but if you're one of those lucky people, this is the strategy that I would use if I had all of them. So wildcard in game week 25, it is a little bit of a small double. So what I would do is try and look for those double game week 26 fixtures, because that's when you're going to be using the bench boost. I always love using a bench boost in a really big double game week, because that allows you to get a little bit more variance in your bench, maybe include some differentials there, but the high ceiling for that bench boost in a double game week is absolutely massive. You basically guaranteed to get more than 100 points. So I definitely would use the wildcard and the bench boost combo in double game week 25 and 26. You're then going to use the free it in blank game week 29, Now, while the fixtures might not be that appetizing, you could still get a decent squad out there, and you kind of just have to take this one on the chin, considering that you did use the wild card and the bench boost a little bit earlier on, and you're not going to have that many blank Game Week 29 fixtures. So the free hit is going to be used then, and then your triple captain is a little bit of an issue here, but there are some upcoming doubles. So there are going to be a lot of smaller double game weeks for the likes of Everton, Man City throughout the season, so you could always use your triple captain on one of those players a little bit later on. But what I would recommend is just focus on your wild card, bench boost, and free hit, and then when the time comes, you'll know it's right to use a triple captain. So now going on to the no free hit strategy, which is a little bit tougher, but I see it's quite a popular strategy. A lot of us have used our free hit a little bit earlier on in the season. So my strategy for that would be, if you want a wild card, do it in double game week 25, then use your bench boost in game week 26, because as I said, that wild card bench boost combo is absolutely lethal in those doubles. And then just try and make some free transfers. What I would recommend, maybe include some Leeds assets. I know they don't have the best double in double game week 26, but they do have a double in game week 25. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, because then they play a nice fixture in blank game week 29. So that's kind of what you have to do in that situation, but it is a little bit of a tough one. You might have to go into blank game week 29 with lower than the adequate amount, maybe aim for 8 players at a push, but considering that Aston Villa and Spurs have doubles and play in blank game week 29, I'm pretty sure that you guys will be fine. Then as I said, just use the triple captain in any double, whatever you want to use it in. I would recommend a double game week because I think that's got the highest ceiling, but then just monitor the situation with those fixture announcements and just use it when the time is right. So this is basically a wrap for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like it if you did, and subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet. I'll be checking you guys for numerous videos coming out this week, and also in the comments down below, comment any questions you have about your own squad, about the video, about my team, anything in general. I always reply to the comments, so get down there and do it. I'll also be checking you guys on my Twitter at Dayvy FPL, and I'll be signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.